Welcome to the city of Lucerne. We're now just looking at Mount Pilatus off in the distance, which just sits to the back of the city and sits just on the banks of what's known as the Vierwaldstätterensee, or the Lake of the Four Forest Cantons. Mount Pilatus is around 6,000 feet in height and named after Pontius Pilate, who the legend says his remains were cast into a lake on the actual mountain. So what we're going to do, just have a quick look at a panorama of the city of Lucerne. As you'll see, it's a very lovely place to visit. We also have another part, or what many regard as one of the symbols of the city, which is the water tower, which we're looking at just now. At one point used as a treasury, also used as a dungeon. And you then see this lovely wooden bridge. Now this is what's known as the Chapel Bridge. It was first built around 700 years ago, however, quite tragically, in 1993, on August 17th, there was a fire here and most of the bridge was burnt down. You can actually see the midsection is much lighter than the two ends, so the two ends did manage to survive the fire. Just behind the Chapel Bridge is the Jesuit church, patron saint of St. Francis of Xavier, and it's done in a beautiful Baroque style of architecture dating back from the period around the 17th century. So just, if you have a look now, this is a lovely, how would you say, full shot of Mount Pilatus, the water tower, and also the Jesuit church and the Chapel Bridge. So the Chapel Bridge measures around 200 yards in length, and it was used as one of the entry points to the city. There is another bridge further down the Reuss River. So this body of water we're looking at the moment, this is in fact the Reuss River, which runs out of Lake Lucerne. And further down there is another bridge which is called the Spreuerbruch. So Spreuer coming from the German word chuff, meaning that this was the bridge where you could actually throw your chuff from the bridge into the river to then be washed away further downstream. So you also see now these beautiful buildings which are on the main old city side of Lucerne, and then as well as that you'll see once again another one of the old towers of the city, and then some of the beautiful styles of architecture. It's a Tuesday morning here at the moment, and they have these lovely little farmers markets just along the banks of the river. You can see all the swans gathering here, maybe hoping to get something to eat, maybe some bread. There's actually a bread stand just where the swans are, so maybe they're hoping to get a little bit of bread thrown in. I'm sure they're not too silly, they probably know where the food is. But in the back of these buildings, this is also where you would find what's called the Museumweg, which is the old city walls of the city. And there are several watchtowers, so you can actually walk along the city walls, and as well as that you can in fact climb the watchtowers once again for a beautiful view out over the city area. So this is one of the newer bridges. The city of Lucerne became particularly popular around the 19th century after Queen Victoria made a, how would you say, incognito visit here back in the period around 1868, and the city is now regarded as the 10th most popular city in the world to visit. So you can also see in the distance you have what's called the Hofkirche, or the city church of the city of Lucerne, and then there's some of the public transport going through. They have an excellent public transport system here, by the way. But anyway, looking further afield, this is Mount Rigi off into the distance, which also sits on the banks of the lake, and it was in this area of Mount Rigi, this is where the Confederation of Helvetia was in fact signed, I should say. So the Swiss National Day, the 1st of August 1291, celebrating the signing of the Confederation of Helvetia. And then last of all, we can just see the silhouette of the Congress Centre and also the Fine Arts Museum of the city of Lucerne. So just looking further across the bridge, you have the train station off in the distance. So if you are arriving by train or by bus, this is the area where you will mainly arrive into. We're here at the moment on a Trafalgar tour, so enjoying the city sights, and hence we don't need to worry about the transport, how to get around. as everything is taken care of, and all we need to do is, everything is, as we said, taken care of, checked in, out of the hotel, and obviously informed about the places that we are in fact visiting. So nice relaxing way to come and see and enjoy on one of Trafalgar's guided holidays. So once again, the city of Lucerne, definitely a place you must visit if you are coming to Europe. Make sure you include it on your itinerary.